A corpse is stolen from a morgue, and a detective takes on the responsibility of finding it. Hi, Studio Recapped here. Today, we're going to talk about a movie called The Body, released in 2012 in the crime and mystery genres. Spoiler alert is on. Take care. Angel Torres, a night shift security guard at a morgue, has a strange accident and ends up in a coma after apparently fleeing the facility. Just minutes before his crash, he calls the police, asking for help. Reports suggest that a body is missing, one belonging to a successful businesswoman named Mika Villaverde, who supposedly died of a heart attack before the body disappeared. All but one of the surveillance cameras were turned off. The one working camera doesn't reveal much except that the guard left his post for 5 minutes and then suddenly rushed out of the building. A detective starts forming theories about the missing body. Mika's husband, Alex Ua, works at a pharmaceutical lab. He secretly has a relationship with a woman named Clara. The night Mika dies, he goes to Clara's place and tells her, "I did it for you. We're finally free." The police inform Alex about Mika's missing body. Clara begs him not to go to the morgue since it might make the police suspicious and bring trouble, but Alex decides to go anyway to avoid raising any red flags. When he arrives, the detective tries to figure out if anyone had a grudge against him, his wife, or their family. The detective suspects someone might have taken Mika's body to harm her even after her death. Alex doesn't suspect anyone specific, but he secretly calls Clara, asking her to go to the hospital where Angel is in a coma and find out what he saw, as the police aren't telling him anything. The doctor handling Mika's case finds out she had a fear of flying, which might have triggered her heart attack, as she had just flown in from Los Angeles that day. The police and doctor now doubt Mika is actually dead but lean toward the theory that her body was stolen. They even start suspecting foul play but need her body for an autopsy to confirm. Alex's behavior raises the detective's suspicions. The detective, who has been dealing with personal trauma since losing his own wife, sometimes loses control and acts with hostility. He angrily stops Alex from leaving and tries to pressure him into revealing the truth. Alex finds a vial of poison among Mika's belongings at the morgue, the exact same poison he used to kill her. He quickly hides it in his pocket. When the police enter the room, they notice that Mika's things have been tampered with, her locker's lock is broken, and her cell phone is missing. Now even more suspicious, the detective searches Alex and finds the poison vial. While Alex is in the restroom, he receives a strange note with the exact words Clara had told him before. Mika had tried to spend time with Alex before her death, but he had always been cold and distant, making her feel it was because she was getting older. She even planned to adjust her will to divide her assets. Seeing the note that says, "I closed my eyes, but you're still with me," which Clara had once texted him, Alex starts to question if Mika is actually alive. When the police come after him, Alex flushes the note, but the toilet doesn't work, so he ends up eating the paper to avoid more suspicion. The morgue calendar is changed to a date that holds meaning for him, and the exit code has also been altered that night. These details make Alex doubt if Mika is really dead and suspect she might be setting him up for her own murder. Evidence near the rooftop and other signs make the police even more certain that Mika's body was stolen. During a conversation with Clara, the detective enters the room and confiscates Alex's phone. A liter cigarette triggers the fire alarm, and an officer realizes Alex has been smoking in the restroom, apparently trying to cover up any traces linking him to the evidence. Alex keeps seeing hints that Mika might be alive. In the morgue, he finds a phone on a corpse, which then receives a call from Mika's number. All calls on this phone seem to be linked to Mika. When he tries calling her number, he realizes it's been forwarded, confirming she was recently alive and had even been spotted at a restaurant they used to visit. Alex recalls a day when Mika introduced him to a man at a restaurant, first as her lawyer, then as her therapist. Alex contacts Clara and asks her to find out about Javier Alonso, the guy supposedly helping Mika, and to check out the call he answered from the restaurant. Meanwhile, the detective keeps reliving memories of his own wife's death in a car accident. During his questioning, The detective confidently accuses Alex of killing Micah with drugs and stealing her body. At first, Alex denies it but can't come up with any solid answers to the detective's questions. The detective then informs him that Micah had hired a private investigator, and he's presented with evidence that makes Alex the prime suspect. They arrest him and send a team to search his home. Alex, hearing an accident sound during a call with Clara, becomes so worried that he admits to the detective he had an affair with Clara, who used to be his student, and that he killed his wife because he couldn't divorce her. Alex asks the detective to help Clara, and in this way, the detective finally gets his confession. Alex insists his wife is still alive and asks the detective to believe him, but the detective says Clara is a figment of his imagination. The search team, meanwhile, finds several clues at Alex's home proving he's the killer. Angel, the morgue guard, finally wakes up and confirms he saw Micah's body in the morgue elevator before it vanished and that a man fired at him. The gun matches one found in Alex's house. Alex tries to prove his innocence by showing the detective the corpse with the phone receiving calls from Micah, but when he goes to the morgue, the body has been swapped, and the phone is gone. The detective doesn't believe his story. Then the team finds a body in the woods, so they take Alex there. He opens the body bag and sees Micah's body, proving his guilt. Realizing the situation, he tries to flee, unable to understand what's happening and feeling like he's losing his mind. The detective chases him down, tackles him, and tries to explain everything to bring him back to reality. He explains that many years ago, on a night like this, my wife was badly injured and killed in a car accident. In that crash, the detective and his young daughter survived. If the driver of the car that hit them had called an ambulance right away, the detective's wife could have been saved. But instead, the car drove off and left them. Many years passed, and the detective couldn't find out who that person was, until last year, when his daughter remembered something about the car. She recalled a hotel in Avalon, which led the detective to finally track down the person responsible. The detective eventually found him. The car belonged to Alex and his wife. He shows Alex a photo of Clara, his daughter, as he gets close enough to confirm if Alex was indeed the one responsible for the accident. Finally, Alex confesses to Clara about the secrets of his past, admitting that he was involved in that tragic crash and death. The detective reveals that Clara is his daughter, and together they crafted a plan to get Alex to confess to Micah's murder. They carefully staged everything to make Alex believe Micah was alive, knowing he would eventually reveal the truth. Finally, the detective and his daughter delivered justice by making Alex experience the same fate he imposed on his wife, completing their long-awaited revenge.